All right, man. You ready to get this thing kicked off?
Man, let's do it, man.
Let's do it. Hey, what do KTTV? This is KT, and I am coming at you, not live, with another episode of the Administrators Podcast with my co-host
JoJo. Y'all, what's going on, everybody?
Look, y'all. We realize at the end of the year it's getting real, but we don't want to stop the content. So we are doing a little bit of a mix-up. We still here on a Sunday, so we won't get a chance to give you a live feedback from what happens on Monday. But I think this weekend is enough for us to have a lot of content for y'all because tariffs came, market has went crazy, futures is getting hacked. And so here we are, y'all, just trying to prepare y'all for what we see for tomorrow, man. So, well, other than that, brother, before we jump into the work, man, how you been doing? And just what's going on with you in these streets, man?
Man, you know what? Everything's all right, man. You know, I'm really, trying to just make it through work, get everything situated for all the stuff we got before we start. Before we know it, end of year stuff's gonna be here. So I just want to make it through that audit, but stay tuned because I'm working on a project to get me my own little, YouTube channel. It off with some collectibles, since I got all those collectibles and that side hustle is real, been taking that eBay real serious for the past year or so. So, hopefully we can make things moving. I'm working on some logo designs for this eBay, and then turn that into a channel talking about Transformers, action figures, football cards, baseball cards, Pokemon cards, you name it. I'll be talking about it.
Man, that boy gonna be on the next episode, next season of Golden. That boy gonna be on there, man. I don't have that boy on Golden, man.
Season 3, baby.
Right? Let's go, man. Hey, look, man, that sounds good, bro. Man, it's for me. Been the same. Where I was telling them, man, I had got lost a lot of weight, then got the partying, man. I was like, man, celebrating. Got a little chunky, but I was like, man, let me slow this thing down. So really, man, I just been over here kind of getting myself back prepared, back on my salad, getting meal prep, getting ready for this week, man, because I found out that if you do not be intentional about what you're doing throughout that day, that snacking is real in those streets.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, my God, man. And so that's been really pretty much it, man. Been looking at some trades, had a few good days last week, but the week ahead looks like it's about to be very scary for us, man. So without further ado, I guess the first thing we'll do, man, is let's get into a little bit of the news. All right, on today's news, as I said, we have some tariffs come out this weekend. A lot of things that is going on. And so our first bit of news comes from CNBC, and this is a fairly recent interview. Today, updated today, 6/29. So what that would have been 5/29. So this is fresh off the press.
Wow.
Talking about hey man, look, man, we trying to bring the real. Hey, man. So what they say is Dow futures dropped 600 points after Trump hits Canada, Mexico, and China with tariffs. And so getting into it, like I said, the futures, they are what's going on right now. And they take your money fast, y'all. So you got to be ready for that. But stocks futures tumble Sunday night to kick off a new trade month as investors weighed new U.S. tariffs on goods from trade partners and their potential impact on the economy and corporate profits. So we know the hardest part about this is Trump really touted how he was going to give more money back to the corporations by lowering regulation, lowering taxes. But the first thing he does when he comes in is make it hard for him to get goods. And so the biggest thing he said was, if you buy American, you don't have to worry about tariffs. And so I don't know if that's a good thing for us to where we open up new entrepreneurs who can make new things, because right now you probably be looking for them. But other than that, if you're getting stuff from outside the country, it could get a little real on us. So
Mhm.
he said he slapped a 25% tariff on goods from Mexico and Canada. He placed a 10% levy on imports from China, and the U.S. does about 1.6 trillion in business with three other countries. With these three countries, I'm sorry. Canada responded with retaliatory tariffs of its own, while Mexico said it would explore levies on U.S. imports. The Chinese government, meanwhile, said it will file a lawsuit with the World Trade Organization. Markets may now need to take the rest of Trump tariffs agenda literally rather than just seriously. If this new level of seriousness gets priced in suddenly, Monday
Mm.
could be a rough day for markets. I'm going to say it probably will be a rough day for markets because yeah, yeah, this is not good for businesses. Traders are also looking ahead to the biggest week of fourth quarter earnings, which have become increasingly important in determining the state of the market as tariff concerns ramp and artificial intelligence stocks remain under scrutiny. More than 100 companies in the S&P are set to report their results, including Alphabet, Amazon, and Palantir, as well as consumer giants including Walt Disney and Mondelez.
Mm.
The January non-farm payrolls report will also be out Friday, and color to the employment picture so far this year. Economists polled by Dow Jones expect that 175,000 jobs were added last month. The unemployment rate is predicted to have remained unchanged at 4.1%. So on the tweet today that was out, he said there will be a little bit of pain that the USA will have to go through, but it's worth it on the other side. And so, as we talk about the jobs number and what could happen as things get higher for companies, they cannot afford to make payroll. And then that looks like more people could be out of work. And so we'll just see how far this goes for this week, man. Jose, you got anything to add to that, man?
I just, man, I mean, we expected it to be coming. I just didn't think it was going to be this much,
Yeah.
this fast. And I'll save the rest for when we start talking about, just the week ahead. But I just, we kind of had an idea. Kind of makes me think of when you woke up that one day and for COVID, and the stock
Yeah.
market was. So I'm kind of wondering if we're going to have that same effect tomorrow.
And I think it's gonna be a hell of a sell-off, man. It's gonna be crazy out here. So, I think the biggest thing is gonna be just kind of looking at how we will make it successful. And so I guess before we jump into things, let's kind of look at the week ahead. And so okay, can you see that?
Mm-mm.
Hold on, let me see here. Add to the stage. Okay, so for this
Mm.
Monday, February 3rd, nothing too crucial. Construction spending, U.S. manufacturing. So we got PMI, but that's at 8:45. Tuesday, we got job openings, we got factory orders, we got some Fed speakers, and then Wednesday, AD employment, USA trade deficit. So that is some of the things that we have coming up for this week. And then, like they said, I think we got some more data that's coming on Friday. Let me see if I can pull that. Yeah, so this is Friday. Sorry, dang, I took the whole screen out. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, this is Thursday and Friday. So Thursday we have the initial jobless claims, U.S. productivity, and then a few Fed people. And then Friday, we have the U.S. employment report, U.S. unemployment rate, hourly wages, and hourly wages year over year. So it's going to be pretty much popping Thursday and Friday. So we're looking at a pretty volatile week. So let's just let's take a quick break and then we'll jump into it, y'all. Let's get into our heat check.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the
heat check. All right, y'all. In the heat check, I think I don't really think there's no point in really playing with it, y'all. Let's kind of get into this VIX. So in the heat check, we will look at our fear and greed index, our VIX, as well as our heat map. And I was kind of query about looking at the heat map today because it's not really showing real time what's happening right now because it's a lot of red out there, but it's a lot of more red that's about to be out there. It's about to be dangerous. All right, so the biggest thing is let's look at our fear and greed index and let's see if we had, knowing what we got tomorrow, if the fear and greed index gave us any kind of inclination since we know what's on the other side. Yeah. All right, Barclays, y'all doing a lot today. So for the fear and greed index, we were neutral, right? We're just under neutral. People were waiting to see what was going to go on. Tariffs came out. People was like, this could be good. Some people was like, this could be bad. So 1 month ago, we were in fear. 1 week ago, we were in fear. 1 year ago, everything was good around this time. Greed, baby. Everybody was getting it. So yeah, I'm really thinking that I'm really thinking we may come back a little closer to this line. So we were just here January 10th. I guarantee you anything, any amount of money, we get there tomorrow. Jose, you got anything on this one, man?
You know, I just think that when you were looking at the fear and greed, we're at neutral. I think we were setting up ourselves to go either way. I think that a lot of people were waiting to see what would happen. I think that as we go through and flush this out, through tomorrow, I think the picture will be clearer. I really do think, like I said, we've been saying another way to go down, another reason to put this fear, back into the market. That way we can bounce and that's what we're going to be hoping for. So.
Man, but look at this right here, Jose.
Look at that.
See what I see. I'm looking at a double top, man.
Yep.
And we know from our patterns, double top means about to go down. So remember what I told y'all. Would we have any signs from the fear and greed that would give us an inclination of what is about to happen? And when we go in and we look at our screen, you see the double top. I don't know which one is this. Which one is this here? Woo! It's about to get ugly tomorrow. All right, let's go over to our heat map here. Woo. So when you look at the heat map, we think about the companies right now who were struggling for this past week, right? It's been a lot going on. But we still got some companies hold. So you look at our gray, that's like a 0%. So that's really pretty much no change. So think about Meta, really close, if not at all-time highs. Microsoft took a shellacking. Man, I'm like, man, what happened to Microsoft, man? Well, I'm talking about like they did earnings. Everybody was going. Everybody was loving it. And next thing you know, oh, wait a minute. Not right there, bro. You hear the crickets, man?
Yeah.
I think that's what happened, man. When it came down to the to the earnings for them. Everybody thought Microsoft was going to kind of do their job. They had been taken off. They was on a nice run, probably like 440, 450. And then once again, hey man, sad day in America. Look at JPM. JPM kind of doing their thing, but you see they on a little pullback. Really looking at our financials, AXP, but I kind of jumped in, looked at some of this, and so looking at where we at, we will kind of see what happens in the finance sector. Yeah, but any place that is not buying American products, I'm kind of worried for you, man. Got a lot of things going on with oil. Exxon was on a good trend. But then, of course, now we're going to do drilling. Everybody said that was good for oil, but it really wasn't, because now we'll have more than enough. So it's no reason to really trip on that. We'll see what's going on with the prices. I know Trump has a few people over in Saudi Arabia. So, we'll see what's happening. Healthcare is looking at 1% down at the most, but don't see too much bright red over in the healthcare sector. Pretty much NVIDIA. I don't know what to say about NVIDIA, man. DeepSeek came out. That's what we need to talk about for this out. We got to talk about this DeepSeek. But DeepSeek came out. They said, well, y'all, I don't know what y'all doing, because y'all taking $50 billion to set up AI, $40 billion and $500 billion. Man, we did this for $10 million. Got rough, man. What you got to say about this heat map, man?
I just wanted people to think about that. This is, take a picture of this red, because we're going to see a lot more red next week. But I think it's interesting too that, wherever, somewhere, there's a bull market. So just remember that, even when we had our COVID drop, and even when we had some of those financials back in 2008 and all of the stuff that you think about and watch about with the market, somebody somewhere, had a green day. And so, like Kramer said, there's a bull market somewhere. We got to find it, go out there and think about some of the research that you do on what isn't affected by tariffs, what isn't affected by anything overseas, or something that you can get here, and we can worry about something that happens with us. So, financials might be okay. Some other sectors out there might, but we will be researching those as well, and we will let you know. We'll post something on social media, because it's going to be bad, but it's not going to be bad everywhere.
Ooh-wee. I wanted to put this up on the stage. As we look at market cap for one day. Hold on, wait a minute, y'all. I'm kind of looking to see here. Okay. I want to kind of look at this and see, when we talk about market cap and people losing it, and we just talked about how NVIDIA got smacked, right? And so once DeepSeek came out January 27th this year, they dropped by 590 billion in market cap. That is the biggest in history for one single day market cap. I believe that NVIDIA is a good company. I believe that some of the things that they need, I believe it was an overreaction, but nevertheless, man. And so while we on that, man, I do want to talk about DeepSeek, right?
Yeah.
And I know the last time I looked at it, they were trying to look at how DeepSeek was using our data, because when you think about TikTok, and everybody was angry about the China piece, but TikTok's servers are monitored here in Texas by Oracle. So it's still some way. That's why they were allowed to keep going as they were going. And so then when people try to compare TikTok to DeepSeek, it's way different because all of DeepSeek's information, everything is housed in China, right? Which is way different because that means we have no control of the servers, no control of the data. Anything that is put on there is now Chinese information. And so I wanted to kind of share this article real quick. Let me see here if I can share this. Okay, so this comes from NPR. This was January 31st. International regulators probe to see how DeepSeek is using data. Is the app safe to use? And so the Chinese artificial intelligence company studies the world, and this is what we talk about, seemingly at a fraction of the cost for AI, but regulators and privacy advocates are raising new questions about the safety of users' data. Our regulators in Italy have blocked the app from the Apple and Google app stores as the government probes what data the company is collecting and how it's being stored. In France and Ireland, officials are digging into whether the AI chatbot poses privacy risk. And in the U.S., members of Congress and their staff are being warned by the House Chief Administrative Officer not to use the app. Two U.S. representatives recently asked the Trump administration to strengthen the existing restrictions on the sale of semiconductor chips to China in an effort to outcompete China in AI development and safeguard Americans' data. So let's look into what DeepSeek is collecting. So other AI services like ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, harvest a similar volume of data from its users, right? So they want user data, including your chat and your search history, device as a user. So they want your keystroke patterns, your IP addresses, your internet connection, and your activity from other apps. So data security concerns are always a critical issue when using AI chatbots. And this is not unique to DeepSeek, said Angela Zhang, a law professor from USC. Even the US-based AI firms like OpenAI have faced scrutiny and investigations in the EU of potential data privacy violations, she said. So the thing is, where does DeepSeek store user data? It sends all the data it collects on Americans to servers in China. As for the cybersecurity experts, that is where the problem lies. Much like Washington fears about TikTok, which prompted the Congress to ban the app, China-based company will ultimately be answerable to the government, potentially exposing America's sensitive data to an adversarial nation, right? And so when it comes to DeepSeek, a research scholar who studies cybersecurity, Chinese cybersecurity, said the chatbot could indeed present a national security risk for the U.S. That data in aggregate can be used to glean insights into a population, user behaviors that can use to create more effective phishing attacks or other nefarious manipulation campaigns, right? They know, China, what we like. They know our interests. They know our trends. They know everything about us because of the data that they keep on us, which means, like they said, now that makes us more susceptible to hacks, to phishing campaigns, anything that they want to do. We're pretty much giving them a green light inside of it and fighting for it at the same time. So I didn't want to go too much off on a tangent, man, but I just really wanted to show as we put in what happened on January 27th, as we put that in the context for people, and also kind of what's going on as we finish up the news and our heat check, man. So anything on that DeepSeek, man?
Man, I'm amazed by it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you would think that these companies are going to go out there and do all this. So hopefully, it's amazing where we're at, man, with technology. So,
hey, all right, man. So let's take a quick break.
All right.
When we get back, man, let's see what you got for us this week, baby. All right, y'all. We will be. man. Let's do some trading with our team.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when
Hey, all right, now welcome back to the Administrators Podcast. I am your host, KT, with my co-host
Jojo. You guys, what's going on?
We in the building, y'all. Sunday,
we are
prepared for the week. Just had a few. Look, it's a crazy few things going on, man. So, Jose, I hope that you got something good up your sleeve for us, man, because I know some of the ones that you usually play, and right now it's rough out there, man. So tell me what you got this week, man.
So today, let me share the screen. It's going to look a little different because the first thing that I want everyone to look at is pay attention to these futures. Can everybody see this? Can you see it?
Yeah.
All right. So we got our Dow Jones futures right here. So if we look at it, we are down $485. And we're moving, and it's 6 o'clock right now. Same thing with our S&P 500. We're down $96 right now, and our tech is down $555. Let's look at our VIX. Our VIX is up $2.02. Why? Because everybody else is getting tore up, and so. What I want you to look at is this S&P 500. I know that when you take a look at where we're at today, or where we closed at, and then we're down to 95 today. Think about when we opened futures tonight, it was down 126. So if you think about it, when it comes from where we're at right now, opposed to where we were right at 5 o'clock, we have increased a little, or not increased, but the number has changed and fluctuated a little bit. Right at futures open at 5 o'clock, the Dow Jones was down 620. So we've made a little bit of a progress toward the upswing. Let me see. Can you see this screen? Can you see Tesla? Huh?
Which one?
Do you see Tesla?
No, okay. I don't see it.
All right, so now I'm going to stop sharing, and then I'm going to go back to share again so I can go to the different chart that I had. And I'm bringing up the Tesla chart. Can everybody see this?
Yes, sir.
All right, so if we look at Tesla, I know we've been playing Tesla. We played Tesla a lot. We look at it almost all the time, but I'm bringing it up because we're reaching some crucial points. And as if you notice, this chart does not have an RSI and it does not have the MACD on it because I'm strictly going to look at the candles and the pattern of where they fall. And so right now, 404, and this was at close at the end of the day on Friday. And if you see that we got our three nights and we got our three candles that were going down because somewhere at close, we took a little dip. We have been riding it up pretty good during the day. And as you can tell, we were riding it up pretty good too for about 3 days. What I want everyone to pay attention to is the fact that our first gap, to close is going to be right around 401, which doesn't seem like a big gap, and then we got our 399, 400 area. So if we break 400, if we go down 399, I anticipate that we could go all the way back down to 386. Why is this important? It's important because 386, we were hovering around that when we go out. We can see that at one point we did have a double bottom at the 386, and then we bounced here. So if we hit this 386 again, we had the potential for a triple bottom, which could bounce around 386. If we do not hold 386, I see us flushing all the way down to around 375. This is important because when you zoom out, and you take a look at the year view, what we don't want to happen is we start reaching back toward this 350. Definitely don't want to get to this 350. And so we're hoping that with all the news and everything that's going on, that if we do break and if we do go down, we're going to hit this three. We don't want that 350, but 275 ish in that area right there. Tesla has been good to us. It also has been bad. We've had our moments, with Tesla, but I think the way that it closed on Friday, somebody knew something about something. And you know what? You got your boy Musk right up in there with Donald Trump. So was this sell off
Hey,
in that,
but they said a year ago, he said if Donald Trump is elected, there will be some necessary economic pain
mm,
that the United States will need to go through. And so I looked at that story today where he had called it about a year ago, man. So you're right. Somebody knew something.
so, and we're hoping that we stay in this area, you know, 387, 385 area is, that's a buy zone, guys, for me. If we break this, because I still have some calls that are left for March, and I opened up an April call. So we're going to see what those look like on Monday. But if we break this and we keep going, I might have to turn around and add me some, some either April calls or some May calls uh, to that. And so that is what I'm looking at. And then one of the other stocks that we had been, oh, why can't I get in there? And look at that. All right. Okay. Um, we had been anticipating one of these. Oh, come on, Soundhound. Where you at? And we had been talking about AI. And I know that last, a couple episodes ago, we talked about some robotics. We talked about some Big Bear R&R robotics. But one of the ones that I was going to wait on to talk about was our Soundhound. And right now we are sitting at around $14. As you can see, we did touch 17, 18 up here. And so we are on a retrace. If you think about the 7-day, let's look at the 1 month. We did hit down here for 12. We did a little bounce. And so we did go back to 13. And right now we're hovering around that 14. But definitely something that I'm watching. We were at 24. We are up for the year, but we have a little bit of a cup here that formed, and then it did do a little movement, but there wasn't really much of an explosion. And so, if you can see again, we are starting to form another the bottom side of the cup and handle, and so I'm definitely see where it goes from here. I like it. Does You can get calls on it. And so definitely it's something that I'm looking at, only because I think we've reached our point where we are down from the top. You always you don't want to get stuff at the top. You don't want to get stuck with the bag up there. But if you notice where we did take off around 12 to this 24, more than doubled. So we are getting to a place now where it has consolidated a little bit. I don't know if it'll hit 10. Ideally, my magic number in my head is 10. But if it keeps hovering around this 14 and maybe 12, hopefully we can take a stab at it. But yes, my magic number is around 1050 to get in and see if I can play with some contracts for this. So just keep an eye out for that, because that is something that I'm looking at. But let's take our old faithful Apple. Apple did have earnings last week. We did have earnings. Oh, and come on, man, come on, screen. Uh-oh, my screen don't want to let me do Apple for some reason.
Hey, man.
There we go.
Said no blood.
Let's look at our 7-day chart for Apple, man. We were on a good little uptrend. And then with earnings, we went up. But again, Friday's close was terrible. So we are sitting at around 235. I do still have 250 calls, but now I've pushed those back to March. And so everything that I had from January to February, we have sold. And so I'm waiting and anticipating to see this double bottom. So hopefully we bounce from here. Technicals. Now, remember, one thing that we told you long time ago in the first few episodes is when you think about your technical analysis of your charts and you um, think about what it is that you are looking at when stuff like this happens. Go back to COVID. Go back to some of the things that happened even after COVID. The market and all that doesn't care about technicals. So ideally, we want to look at these. We are looking at numbers for Tesla and Apple strictly based on where do you want to get in at if we happen to have the bottom fall. I'm not trying to say that the technical chart is going to outrule what's happening in the world right now, but I definitely think that if you look at that Tesla and that Apple, because those are going to be your main players with tech, with AI, with anything that Trump could want to do moving forward, even if it means the tariffs in China and all that. I do think though your tech stocks are going to be some major players, and remember that Tesla is more than just a car company. And so once we get to a place where we're flushed out, that people and the big players are comfortable, I think that we can almost simulate that with the fear and greed and with the chart bottoming out. And I do think that we can go up from there. So we just got to be patient. You could always ride the market down, do some puts. If you are comfortable with that, there are some inverse ETFs out there as well. Like SQQ, KT has been a very, very big player in that SQQ. And so you could even do the UXVY for VIX. And so just, you could play both ways, but I do, once we flush through this, because remember, we're at neutral. The market right now is neutral. With this flush down, we're going to be pretty much back to where we were with the fear. And there's always a bounce. And that's when you start to make your money and capitalize on the market situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm with you, brother. I'm right now I'm trying to see what I want to kind of show some of these EMAs because I agree. It is crazy out here with that bounce, man. So if you're looking at anything and your last information to give us before you go, are you looking at anything this week, or are you just kind of sitting back and just kind of letting it happen?
If anything, I might be a seller.
Okay.
I got a couple things that I could let go without taking too much of a loss to try to salvage something. Anything that I have multiples of that expire in March, I'll look at. I don't know if I'm going to be a buyer yet because I want to see how Tesla and Apple and SPY in particular. I want to see how SPY plays out because SPY, we're really not looking. It's not looking too bad, even if we were to go down 10, points tomorrow. I do see SPY as something that's not, it's still hovering around that 600. So, I think we need to see if you're going to buy puts. Yeah, make sure that you sell in profit, because there's no telling how quick or how long it'll take to turn around. So you just want to be ready. If you're long term, you ride it out.
Yeah.
If you got calls that are June, calls that are January of next year, I think you ride it out, man. And then but I think you have to be cautious on some entry points right now. I think you have to, just because I think we monitor the market most of the day. I like to usually look at it in the morning, midday, and then right around before close, because if you do decide to buy anything and you buy it at close, you don't have to worry about it going down during the day. You just have to worry about tomorrow. depending on how far you bought it out.
Most definitely. All right, y'all. That was Trading with Ortiz. Great information this week. Like you say, just be looking, man. Be kind of watching. For me, we're gonna come back and we're gonna do a little platform probing. I got something I don't think is gonna go down this week. So we're gonna look at it. We're gonna look at a little news. We'll be right back.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the
All right, y'all. Platform probing. Let's go. All right, y'all. For this week, I want to look at one of the companies that has earnings coming out. I do not think that we will be heavily affected by tariffs because even when you look at the number after hours, it still was green, right? So the company that I'm looking at is no other than Palantir. Now, with the Palantir, I will say I believe in Palantir. I did do a $80 2026 call for Palantir.
Ooh.
And so say, man, look, bro. Whatever happened, we just gonna let it ride. And so right now, I want to get into a little bit. So the only reason that I'm really afraid of Palantir is because usually Jim Cramer is your guide to say you do the opposite of Cramer. But we'll look and see what's happening here. So this is from Yahoo Finance. This was today, February 2nd, 2025. We recently published a list of Jim Cramer's February portfolio top 10 stocks. In the article, we're going to take a look at where Palantir stands against stocks in Jim's portfolio. So Jim Cramer, in the latest program on CNBC, talked about the importance of investing in companies with good management teams. He said, Cramer said that sometimes struggling companies could be turned around because of smart leadership. I agree. I have to tell you, and this is quotes from him, I do want more out of my stocks and just better than fear. I am tired of tech just sitting there and people arguing about it all the time. It's getting boring to me. And that's why I want to go far afield tonight and suggest that we look for the companies with the best new coaches, because we know a great new coach with a fresh look can easily turn around a company. Cramer then talked about several companies with strong leadership teams and intelligent CEOs turned around the business. But then we talked about Palantir. And so it said in his absolute lightning round, Cramer mentioned Palantir Technologies, NASDAQ PLTR is a ticker, while answering a question about AppLovin and said the tech company like Palantir has no end in sight when it comes to stock performance. Cramer said both AppLovin and Palantir Technologies will keep going higher. I'm going to give you a 2-for-1. I'm going to say the same thing about Palantir and AppLovin should go get married, Cramer said after praising AppLovin gains. And AppLovin did have some crazy gains, right? So Palantir, they do have earnings this week. And so they build advanced platforms for data integration, management, and security in enabling interactive AI assistant analysis for its users. Its current offerings include Palantir Gotham, designed for government clients, and Palantir Foundry, tailored for commercial customers. Originally focused on U.S. intelligence agencies, Palantir has expanded defense contracts with Western government and entered into the commercial market in 2016. Overall, Palantir ranks 6th on Cramer's top list of stocks in the February portfolio. While we acknowledge the potential of Palantir, our conviction lies in the belief that under the radar, AI stocks will hold greater promise for delivering higher returns. And so this is one that we're looking at, and then I'll also give you one bonus as we get out of here. But let's go back and look at the chart now for Palantir. So I want to kind of look at it in here. Oh, love got that Weeble, man. Don't play. All right. So as we look at the Weeble, and And y'all know me, I ride that 4 hour chart till the wheels fall off, right? And so as we look at the chart, we come over here, and I want to say our green is our 60-day. So we were still on a good rise as we go in. Let me see if I can close up my chart. So yeah, so we were on a good rise. We did hit a low. This was 113. We got down to about 63.40. And so I started to scoop up a little bit up in here where I kind of picked up my call because right now, luckily, it is in profit. And so we're just going to kind of let it ride out because it's not enough to say I'm got it for a full year. I'm looking for at least 50 to 60% return on this. But look, we also came down. And if you look at our EMAs right here, is our 9. So it's still riding the 9. Everything right now is saying we are in an uptrend. And then we also have our 200 EMA just down in the wilderness here at $60.32. But we closed $82.49. And after hitting a high of 83.87, I'm sorry, we hit a high of 85.22. When was this? On the 31st, right? So now we close down here 82.49. But the thing I'm talking about is in a world where we knew tariffs was coming out, we knew all this craziness was coming, Palantir still went up after hours by 7 cents. Right. And so we know that they do have earnings this week. But when we go back and look at their earnings from the previous, they have beat pretty much every earnings for the last 3 or 4 quarters. Right. So I don't see anything for Palantir to switch. We are still above our 9. So remember, we always come back here and just see what happens. We also got our 20 right here. But if you break that 9, like I say, we'll kind of look. These are our supports. So what we got 78.12 and then 74.24. We break that 60. Now, if we get past 74.24, yeah, I'm super worried, y'all. I'm super worried, right? But right now, as we look and we scope out, we see everything is going in. So we'll break that down. Kind of looking at our aerial view, we'll go back up to our we'll go back to our 1 hour chart. And I'm not as proficient in drawing on this one like I am trading view. So I'll just kind of show y'all. If you can see the line, we still just pulling back to our 20. So our trend is still going. We have not broken our uptrend yet, so we'll come back even on our 15. Once again, we are down here to our 60, but we still have not broken our trend, right? Because if you can see, we're still just on it. We did pop out a little bit. I can't really draw out of here, but we started to pop out on the hour chart. But I do not think that we have anything to worry about at this time. So we'll see what's happening with Palantir. I am not a person that plays earnings, so I would not do anything short term on Palantir unless I bought some regular shares. But I just wanted to show y'all that even after the market closed with all the craziness going, that Palantir still were up. I want to give you a little bit of news on that. And so that is something that I am watching this week. Because I think they will hold strong inside of that. One that I am going to do before I get out of here is, hold on, let me double check. I'm looking at our time. Yeah, we got a few minutes. I want to kind of go back and look at, okay, let me see if I can go over here to it. This one is man, you know anything about that? RZLV? All right, so this is what I want to go look at. Let me see if I can pull this back in. All right, RZLV. So with this stock, it is a $2.50 at this time. Let me see if I can pull it up over here. what's the name? I can kind of get a little bit more with it. RZLB. So it is Resolve AI Unlimited. All right, I'm gonna switch over to this tab. Okay, so now am I pulled it up in here? All right, so let's go back and look at this a little bit here. Do a little information. So Resolve AI just got a $30 million loan from Berenberg. No dividends at this time. It's not looking good. Don't get me wrong over here. They got a sale as a technicals, but all analyst ratings say give this a strong buy. And the 1 year price target, they saying that this will be a $6 stock. And so that is 140% from where it's at $2.50. I will be transparent. I am probably already 1,000 in. And I'm just waiting. But this is something I did get for the long term. Let's go out because the thing I want to see is, hey man, you see back way back up here somewhere?
Man, dude, I'm looking at the chart right now on my phone. Wow, that's pretty, man.
Hey, look, man. So over the last 12 months,
$11.
Yeah. So over the past 12 months, they were pretty up there, y'all. They were pretty up there. So we got January 24th to Tuesday. This stock was at $14.51. And so let's see, we got a news. 4 days ago, AI secures $30 million loan to drive growth and acceleration. Resolve AI defies the AI cost spiral with brain power, smarter, leaner, and built for retail success. Resolve AI shares up after joint venture pledges $500 billion in AI investment. And so you got to think a lot of the big fish, they already got their money, right? They already got their support. But we looking at our smaller companies because this is where the moves are going to go. Just on January 13th, Resolve AI paused for global growth as it enters 25 with strong customer acquisitions, strategic partnerships, and groundbreaking innovation. Resolve is entering 2025 with momentum, announcing those customer acquisitions from diverse geographies, a robust pipeline of prospects, and the launch of transformative solutions designed to drive the future of retail, right? Resolve AI is at the forefront of reshaping global retail with AI-driven solutions. We are winning customers across Europe, Asia, and beyond. The strength of our pipeline gives us great confidence in our growth trajectory of 2025. Our partnerships with Microsoft and Google are bringing unprecedented awareness and high-quality leads to Resolve AI, and we anticipate announcing many more customer wins in the U.S. and globally this year. Resolve AI showcasing its innovative solutions at the NRF 2025 Retail's big show in New York City alongside Microsoft and Google marks a pivotal moment for the company as it demonstrates its cutting-edge technology to industry leaders and potential customers around the world. As we begin, and this is from Resolve, as we begin this exciting new chapter, Resolve AI believe it is well positioned to lead the retail industry into the future defined by innovation, efficiency, and customer centricity. With customers across multiple geographies living, thriving partnerships, and groundbreaking payment advances, we believe we are poised to transfer how commerce is conducted globally.
Damn.
And so Resolve is an industry leader in AI-powered solutions, specializing in enhancing customer engagement, operational efficiency, and revenue growth. The Brain Suite delivers advanced tools that harness AI to optimize process, improve decision-making, and enable seamless digital experiences. Hey, look, man.
Dang.
I'm not telling nobody what they need to do. But $2.50, man.
Look, man, I'm looking at it right now. I'm thinking I might get me some tomorrow.
Hey, look, man, I'm just trying to tell you, man. You know, so let me see what we got. We got a little 5 minutes. So let's go back and let's see if we can see some of the charts. Let's see what we got going on over our past little while here. So, all right, if we go back, let's just kind of do some no brainers here. So we got lines at 250. Then we got one at 273, right? And so you think about where we at right now. That's 1,000. Let's say, for instance, you get 1,000 of them. That's 2,500, and that already puts it up to 273 if we just stay within inside of this range right here. So that's 2,700, right? And so remember, we got this going for the long term, because where else can we go here? So we got another stop. Once we get past 275, we got another. We got another stop at 284, right? So then we come back up here. We got another stop at 298. Oh God, I added what's name right there. I'm sorry. Bam, we got another stop at 298. Then we come back up here. Look, we way up here. We got a stop up here at 328. All right, so just showing y'all. We got another stop, and all of these are recent stops. So we come back over here. This was January 25th, right? So we really got some potential to make some quick moves. And we talking about coming out the gate with $2.50, right? Let's say if we come back over here and we looking at where we are. And so now we got a few stops at 454, right? That's another place that we're looking at we can come in at. And let's go back. December 27th of 2024, before the new year, they hit 545. That is all more than double your money from where we at right now. So just wanted to kind of show a little bit of that Resolve AI. And yeah, just trying to give y'all a little heads up, man. Other than that, man, anything before we get out of here for tonight?
Man, that's pretty good right there, man. I just added it to this watch list that I got for this for these AI. Right there with that RR. So we gonna see.
Yeah, that's it with that robotics, rich tech.
So
yeah, right, man. Well, I think that'll do it for us tonight, y'all. I look forward to sharing this out with everybody. Remember what we said. If you don't know how to be nifty in this market, make sure you set your stop losses. Close out. Sometimes it's better to take that L, especially if you got anything short term, because it could be a little pressure in these streets, at least for, I know, this week for sure, because we got a lot of data coming out. We got the tariffs. People got to adjust. Now, don't get me wrong. Will we have bounces as we hit levels? Yes, because a lot of the market makers trade on levels where they say this is too good to not buy at this level. So you get you a bounce, but then overall, they're going to take that thing back down. So be ready to move in both sides. God bless y'all. Mm-hmm. And I think that'll do it for us, man. Anything else? That's it, brother?
Oh, man, that's it.
All right, this is KT.
And JoJo, baby.
Hey, the Administrators Podcast. 100.
This is Darnell with Broadcast Houston.
This is Dr. Tamara Beckford.
Hey, this is Candace.
This is London Underwood.
This is Kirsten Bass with Inner City Greens, and you're watching.
Y'all are now tuned in to
KTTV.
KTTV.